Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the PivotBoss pre-market video for Thursday, August 18th, 2022. I am Frank Ochoa, aka PivotBoss. Here's a look at the daily time frame of the ES. You'll notice right now the ES is trading within a very narrow developing 4-day range. Here's the 4-day range right here. Here's the current developing session. Obviously, the whole day to go for this bar to develop. But as of right now, it's a developing narrow range, 63.5% of average compression after expansion. You see this expansion phase here and now compression. Before this expansion, we saw compression here. Prior to that compression, there was expansion here. Prior to the expansion, there was compression back here. So this is par for the course on how the market has been operating here lately. We may be a bit overextended here in the short term, and that could lead to a bit of a pullback here. How deep it goes, we will see. But at the moment, this market has been resilient in the short time frame, and the pullbacks have been minimal. So if there's any dip below the 8-period average into the bullish Pima trigger zone here, that could provide an opportunity for bulls to defend and look to return to new highs here within the current uptrending structure. This narrow 4-day range could become a narrow 5-day range as we head into next week, and then we could see expansion the following week. So we'll see how it plays out here today. Inside the range at the moment, if we do start to fall out of the range, keep an eye on the previous session's low for failed new low. Otherwise, if we do start to see a downward expansion, there could be a full-on stop run event that takes us back toward 4,200. So again, very bullish overall, remain strong. We're in a narrow range, and again, the directional conviction remains to the upside. Any little pullback here could still provide a buying opportunity for another move higher until proven otherwise. If we take a look here at the NQ, very similar price action, narrow developing range right here, 61% of average over the last 4 days. It's really kind of a narrow 6-day range at the moment, but same thing here. Up move, compression, up move, compression, up move, compression, and this thing's been a very strong trend in the short time frame still. Now we could still see some sort of break here. Keep an eye on 13.4. Any push down there should be met with some sort of rejection that can bring prices back within the range. Any failure to get back above 13.4 could open up a return back toward 13K for a big time test. That's a major market structure edge, and bulls really want to keep that area bid. So again, very bullish uptrending market. Perhaps we push down a bit, but look for signs of rejection that bring us back into the range until proven otherwise. Looking at crude oil, this one's up 1.4% right now. Again, this one continues to sit right on the edge. You have that 87.22 key level right there, and it's been sitting right on that edge. You have the 86 market structure edge. You can see here using the previous year's key levels here. This is the yearly pivots sitting right on the previous year's high at the moment. If there's a failure in that zone, we could rotate back to the previous year's close and walk back through that January range, which would take us back towards 75s. Perhaps we're not ready to make that move just yet, but again, the downtrending price action here has been very clear. Anytime price gets a move higher, it's been sold. And again, very clear downward price action here. If there's a failure to push above that 90 level or a rejection of prices above 90, that could lead to another turn to the downside. And if we break through that 85-86 zone, it opens up another 10 handles down. All right, let's take a look here at Bitcoin. This one's up right now 1% at the moment. Still very, very quiet overall. You can see here the August time frame has a very narrow range that has developed. Back here we had a little bit of a turnaround. That was a good little rounded bottom turnaround, but now you're kind of sitting here still. This market still needs above 25,300. Above 25,300 could open up perhaps 5 to 7, maybe even 8,000 points of strength up ahead. But until then, we could continue to be trapped here between that 22K and 25K range. Lastly, looking at ETH futures here, this one's up 1.5%. Very strong trend, outpacing Bitcoin outpacing many things. This one's doubled from 1,000 to 2,000 in a few short weeks. But right now, again, watching to see if there's a further continuation to the upside, or do we get some sort of pullback here. This market has been very bullish, but once you get above some of these key market structure edges, you may tend to come down for a big time retest. Whether it's the previous year's low in the CLVN or this market structure edge, any big test here could be very telling moving forward if these lows are going to be locked in. So again, very strong stuff here overall in its ability to recover. But right now, again, we could be looking at a little bit more pullback here before we find some strength up above. And again, failed new high inside the bullish Pima trigger zone. Any weakness could be met with strength as this trend continues to build on. All right, that is it for now. We'll see how this plays out heading into the rest of the session. Good luck, trade well, and I'll see you in the trading room. Take care.